What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Madison Cities, not cities, oh my goodness, I am so used to cities, but this is fortunately not a cities. This is a League Cup, which did replace the cities championship. And on the top, we have Noah Sawyer playing his Mega Gardevoir deck. And for those who don't know, Noah just made top 8. I'm pretty sure it's top 8 at Dallas Regionals 2 weekends ago, playing the same Mega Guardy deck. I don't know if it's the same exact list, but it will be exciting to see him pilot this deck since he did fairly well at Dallas Regional. And on the bottom, we have James Arnold, and he is playing a very interesting deck, and that is going to be the Jolteon Pidgeot Mirror Move deck. With Garbodor, as you see, he does play Garbodor. There's Lightning Eaters in his hand, and I wonder how this matchup is going to be played out. It's going to be yeah, like I said, Mega Guardy versus Garbodor, Pidgeot, Jolteon. And we know this, the Gardevoir does Despair Ray, 110 and 10 more damage for each Pokemon you discard off the bench. And then Noah will use the Sky Field to fill his bench up and have up to 8 Pokemon. It can do a maximum of 190. Which does not it doesn't usually knock out a Pidgeot because it has, Fighting Fear build, it has a lot of HP. But Noah does play a Rattata in his list that can get the tool off the active and take a one-shot that way if he does decide to go that route. But the thing about this is we know James does play Garbodor, so that's how the matchup is going to be very interesting. It'll come down to, can James find this Garbodor? Can he put a pressure on with his Pidgeot and start doing a lot of damage? Because Pidgeot can do 80 and 20 to a bench with his second attack, so it could be put a lot of pressure on that way. We know James does play Max Potions. He can use Mirror Move at any moment as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup will play. And James, really good player as well, made top 8 at 2011 U.S. Nationals with his Tyranitar Prime deck. So he's used to playing these really rogue and unique decks. And we're just waiting to see if players do start their time. And I'm pretty sure James is going first. The dice is on his side of the field, saying, hey, I'm going first. I'm attacking. And hopefully we'll get this Garbodor setup. So we're just waiting here what's going to happen. But while we're waiting, I want to give it a shout out to the next level games. Make sure you check out the website down below to pick up Pokemon singles, product, and all that good stuff. And there's the handshake. And here we go, guys. We see Gardevoir starting and a Jolteon from James. Alrighty. So James has a Lightning Energy active. He's got a Trubbish, he has a DCE, and there's really nothing else in his hand. Alright, so he's going to pass on to Noah's turn, which is never good, just passing on that first turn. So see Noah put a energy on the active. Okay, he's got the Skyfield. I wonder if he wants to play it right now or just wait. Alright, but the Skyfield coming down. We see an Ultra Ball. Looks like he might discard a Shaman and an Escape Rope. Now, the Escape Rope is really cool in this deck because Noah probably doesn't play any Floatstones because when he Despairs Ray, he's just going to knock out all his Pokemon off the bench. And Pidgeot RDX does have 170 HP. I was just making sure to look it up. I know Jolteon does have 160. So Noah only had to discard 5 Pokemon. And I wonder if James plays Parallel City to put Noah down to 3. That could be very interesting as well. And make it where Despair Ray doesn't do 80 damage. Or not that much damage. And then he can use Mirror Move to copy. Jolteon's really not going to be that useful in this matchup. Flash Ray, it makes it where basics can't hurt you. But Mega Guardy is not a basic, unfortunately. And I will probably see a lot of Featherlance / Mirror Move in this game. So we see an Ultra Ball for another Guardy. We're going to see a Shaman going to come down, set it for 5 new cards. We see an N, an Ultra Ball, a Shaman, a Fairy Drop. Okay. And James didn't play a supporter card turn 1, so I wonder if Noah's going to decide to play a supporter card, or is he just going to hold on to his hand. He does have the N, which will give both players a new hand of 6. But Noah could just wait a turn and then go crazy. So he is going to Ultra Ball, discard Dragonite and an N. And I wonder if this will find as a Hoopa. Nope, another Guardy will come down instead. Okay. Alright, so another Guardy. We see a Super Rod, shuffling the Shaman and the Dragonite back into the deck. That's all he has. No energies, no other Pokemon, so just those 2. And we know Noah does have another Shaman in his hand that he can use to set up to get, looks like 5 more cards into his hand. Alright. Yep, there's another Guardy. Okay. A Shaman set up for 5. He has that 1 card in his hand. I think it's a Fairy Drop. I think it's what it is. Yeah, it is a Fairy Drop. So VS Seeker, Mega Guardy, VS Seeker in, maybe another Mega Guardian Ultra Ball. Now, once again, he could just pass. There's really no need to play the end right now unless you're scared of that Garbodor coming down, which we know James does have Garbodor in his hand, but he doesn't have a tool for it right now. Alright, so let's see, what does he do? Does he play the VS Seeker for the end? And he will VS Seeker for the end. And is he going to play it or not? And is going to play it. Alright, so Noah is going to save James there. James didn't have anything, just a really bad hand. I mean, he had the Garbodor, but no Float Stone, no Pidgeot. And I imagine that's what he wants. He wants his Pidgeot, put it in the out spot, and let it take a hit. And then, you just mirror move the damage off. Alright, so both players are going to shuffle up. Going to get 6 new cards, and let's see what is going to happen. Can James find this Pidgeot or not that people want to see? I know everybody wants to see this Pidgeot come down and start using Mirror Move. So both players are going to do a hand of 6. There's Lysander, Garbodor, Lightning, and a Max Potion. That's not what James wants to see. Oh, no. If he had a DC, he could... Oh, there's a Missy's Determination. Oh, man. So far, Missy's going to his hand. That card looks amazing. Looks like he might Ultra Ball, but there's no Ultra Ball in his hand right now. He's just maybe deciding what to do. He has a Lysander. He has energies. He's got a Lysander and Missy's Determination. Man. Okay, so it looks like we might see a Lysander. Maybe bring up a Shaman to get stuck in the X spot, or maybe gonna bring up the Shaman. We're gonna see a Lightning maybe go on the Jolteon. We see Garb coming down, Lightning to the active, and we'll see a pass. Oh no, we'll see a Swift for 30. Alright, so Noah's going to make sure there's no tool on that Garb. Is he free to go? And yeah, he's free to go. No tool on that Garbodor, having the Garbotoxin in play. So Noah's free to use all of his abilities. Dragonite, Shaman, any of those good cards. There's a Hoopa. Going to use Scoundrelling Search for 3 EX Pokemon. And does Noah have a Link in his hand? If he does, he could Mega Evolve right now. Looks like I don't know what he grabbed. He didn't show on the table for us. But Shaman going to set up. It looks like he grabbed a Sycamore. Okay, and a Sycamore, discarding a Buddy Rescue, VS Seeker, and a Fairy Drop. Going to get 7 new cards. He does have a Switch. Does he have an Energy? Oh, there's a Link. There's an Energy. There's the Mega. And he has a Switch. Oh my goodness. He had everything off that Sycamore for 7. He has another Link as well. A Hawlucha, bringing that Garbodor in the active spots, making your opponent switch out their active with one of their bench. And the only Pokemon on the bench is that Garb. So, No will be able to knock it out. Oh man, so yeah, gonna knock out all of his Pokemon. That could be Lysander back up. Looks like he's contemplating bringing the Garbodors, but the Guardians, that's fine. And on to James' turn, go hit a Trainer's Mail. Can he find a Pokemon or not? DC, Trainer's Mail, Shaman, Jolteon. He can't grab any of those cards. Oh no. Alright, can James find a card with this Missy's Determination? Can he find an Ultra Ball to save him from losing the game? If he does not, Noah just has to discard 5 Pokemon. Okay, so here comes the Missy's. Oh man, I don't think I've ever seen a Missy's Determination on stream, but here we go. Using the full art Missy's Determination, go and discard a card and look at the top 7 cards of his stack. Or is it 7 or 8? I don't recall. I want to say it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it is 8. Yeah. Alright, so he's got it in. He's got an Ultra Ball. I think you have to grab an Ultra Ball here. Oh, he's going to grab Shaman. I think that's fine. For sure, you can Energy the active. Maybe Flash Ray? I mean, I might have grabbed the Ultra Ball just to stand my hand down, and then Ultra Ball for Shaman to set it for 6 new cards. Because right now, he's only getting +5. Oh, I guess he wants to keep the Max Potion, so I guess that makes a lot of sense. So 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's a Pidgeot coming down. Okay, so Pidgeot is in play. But he has to worry about Rattata. Like I said, Rattata come down to play. Make it where it can discard tool off your opponent's active Pokemon. Can get rid of that Fighting Fear Belt. And we'll see a belt going to the active Jolteon. And we're going to see a Flash Ray for 70. With no Trubbish. No Trubbish. Now, James could Ultra Ball, discard Delinquent, and a Garbodor to maybe grab a second Shaman. But no, we're going to see a Flash Ray for 80. Alright, so on to Noah's turn. Can he find 9 Pokemon discard. No, that's impossible. But if he finds a Rattata, he can pop the Fighting Fear Belt off the active. There we see Hoopa. Going to use that Scoundering, search for a Guardy, Dragonite, and a Mega Gardevoir. Alright. So with that Dragonite, he can grab like a Shaman and maybe a Hoopa. He's got a Fairy Energy in his hand. He's going to play his hand all the way down. Guardy coming down, Dragonite using that pull-up, grabbing 2 Pokemon out of his discard pile. Going to grab double Shaman here. Now, he could have maybe grabbed a Halalucha to bring a Pokemon off the bench instead, but we're going to see Shaman set up for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's an Ultra Ball. So with this Ultra Ball, he could find... Oh, there's Fairy Drop, healing the 50 off the active, bring it down to 30. Okay. And with the Ultra Ball, he can find that Rattata and get the Fighting Fever off the active. There's Ultra Ball, discarding a Fairy Energy and a Skyfield. Most likely grab the Rattata, and there's Rattata coming down. Go and discard all the tools off the active, and now James is going to be in trouble. All Noah has to do is discard 5 Pokemon, and he could take a knockout and go down to 3 prize cards. Seamus set up for 4. Alright, there's a Trainer's Mail. Looks like maybe a Lysander. Let's see, he's counting how many Pokemon he has discarded. It is 5. It does 110 plus 10 for each Pokemon you discard. If he discards 5, that would be 160, which is the exact number on a Jolteon EX. And I wonder if Noah has some way to replenish some of these Pokemon. It looks like he discards Shaman, Hoopa, Rattata, and Dragonite. Going down to 3 prize cards. Alright, so on to James' turn. He's going to top deck. Is that a Parallel City? It looks like it is Parallel City, so he does play Parallel City, but we see James is contemplating discarding the Max Potion and the Garbodor, which is what we might see. I don't think it's a bad play at all. I'm going to grab a Shaman. If it's his deck, I don't know if he plays the second one, and if he does play the second one, is it in his deck or not, I am not sure. This is the first time James gets to search his deck. I don't think he's played Ultra Ball since, this is the first Ultra Ball he's played. And... if Shaman's prized, I guess you grab a Pidgeot? And I guess a Trubbish might be prized as well. Unless he wants to wait. I mean, Lysander, he probably wants to get double Trubbish down. And then take a knockout. There's a Parallel City coming down. You're going to put Noah down to 3, discard a Skyfield, and a pass on to Noah's turn. Now, Noah had to find a Skyfield, and we saw last turn he did Ultra Ball one away, so now there's 2 in his discard pile, but he most likely plays 4. There's no way he doesn't, right? So, Fairy Energy to make a Gardevoir. And if he has a Lysander, he could just a Lysander Shaman, going down to 1 prize card, and that's where we're going to see Shaman come up to the active spot, and we'll see Despair for the knockout, going down to 1 prize card. And what does James get here? Double Max Potion in his hand, going to pass on to Noah's turn, and can Noah get 6 Pokemon on the bench? There's a Dragonite, going to get 2 Pokemon into his hand, Shaman, and a Shaman. You cannot grab a Dragonite with a Dragonite, unfortunately. But does Noah have this Skyfield? If he has Skyfield, there's Trainer's Mill. Look at top 4, and there's a Skyfield. Oh, man. This turn's about to go crazy. He's got a Skyfield. He can put that down. Shaman set up for some. Shaman set up for some. And as long as he finds 6 Pokemon, he can take a knockout. He already has 5 total with the 2 Shamans in his hand. There's a Shaman, Ultra Ball for another Pokemon, unless he has one prize, but I saw a Shaman in there. We'll see a Shaman and Despair Ray for 160, taking game number 1 pretty easily. Oh man, James just does not get set up to play a Sycamore, no in. He played a Misty's Determination to find a Shaman, but that Shaman did not get him anything off that, so that's very unfortunate. But both players are going to set up. So we know James does play the Parallel City, which is going to be like phenomenal in this matchup because you can put down Parallel, make it where Noah can't draw any more than 3 cards, and kind of get him stuck that way, which is fine. Or more than 3 bench Pokemon, I apologize. That's James' game plan. Like Garb plus Parallel City is hopefully enough to take down the Guardy deck. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen in game number 2 of the Madison League Cup. And guys, let me know what you think about this League Cup. Do you enjoy these videos or not? I do apologize that there's no videos this week besides these matches, but I'm trying to get everybody ready for Athens Regionals this weekend, which is standard, so this will be the best thing you can do, and watch certain matches and see which deck does what and how do they perform. And I know Mega Guardy right now is one of the main hype because it did win Dallas Regionals, and I think like 4 out of the 8 were all Mega Guardian, maybe 3 of 8. And it was either I know for sure 3, but maybe 4. Um, yeah, so both players are going to shuffle up. Going to game number 2. This is a best 2 out of 3 League Cup. I know some of them are best of 1, but this best 2 out of 3. Make sure the players get as much testing as they can for Athens Regionals coming up this weekend. So both players are going to give their opponents a shuffle. And we're going to see what happens in game number 2, guys. All right, there's a handshake, and let's see what's going to happen. Can James find a better start or not? And right now he does. Oh, he plays a super potion as well. All right, so I'm going to put 6 new cards out. Looks like Noah's going to start a Shaman, which is not something you ever want to do, but it's not bad either. It's not terrible. So Shaman start. A Pidgeot, and here we go on to game number 2. James still does not have a supporter card. He has a Lightning Energy. You can put down the active, so that way you can use Feather Lance the following turn. So Fear Belt and just a pass on a Noah's turn. Alright, so Noah has this Hoopa. He can use the Scoundrel, search for 3 EX Pokemon, and with this, he's grab probably Guardy, and maybe a Shaman. His hand is somewhat full, so he's gonna have a hard time setting up right now. And no, instead, I'm gonna grab 3 Guardies, which I think is fine. Like I said, his hand is really full right now, so you can't Shaman. And maybe he will save those Shamans for later. And potentially Noah could win next turn. He can just play down a bunch of Pokemon and take a knock on the active, which would be very unfortunate for James. But I mean, that's Pokemon. Sometimes your deck just dead draws on you and you can't do anything. So Guardy, Fairy Energy, Guardy, Trainer's Mill, look at top cards of his deck. He finds a Spearling, put it on the Gardevoir. And I wonder if Noah has a Sycamore, has an N. And if he does have N, does he hold on to it? He does have a Lysander I see in his hand. And let's see what else. Oh, there's Sycamore, discarding a Turbo, Mega Guard, and a Lysander. Alright, there's an Escape Rope in his hand, which he might just hold on to it. And we're going to see a pass, and there's a Jolteon for James, so he will survive at least 1 turn from a Despair Ray. But just a pass on a Noah's turn. This is not looking good for James all of a sudden. Noah does have an Escape Rope, so he can bring up that Jolteon. There's Skyfall coming down. I imagine we will see that Escape Rope as well to bring up that Jolteon, take a knock on it. Alright, yep, there's Escape Rope. That he only needs to discard 5 Pokemon. There's a VS Seeker for a Sycamore. Discarding the Dragonite Haxmaniac. Oh, and 3 VS Seekers are being discarded right now. There's a Rattata, a Fairy Drop, a Link, and did he whiff it? Oh, man. He's got 4 right now. He has a Rattata in his hand. If he had put down the Dragonite, he could have taken a knockout without discarding one of these Guardies. Okay, there's an Ultra Ball, though. He's good. Discarding it in, and well, he's got to find a Gardevoir as well, or Mega Guardy. So he could grab a Hoopa, use Scoundrel, search for 3 EX Pokemon, grab like a Mega Guardy and a Hawlucha maybe. He can't grab Hawlucha with Hoopa. What am I talking about? Mega Guardy for sure, and it looks like Mega Guardy and Shaman. Yep, just those 2. Okay, that's fine. We will see the Mega Guardy to the active, Leak on the bench, Mega Guardy, and he has another Shaman in his hand. He's just trying to figure out what he wants to do, and you will see another Shaman draw 2 no cards. There's a Hawlucha, which is perfect. You can put down the Hawlucha, discard. Oh no, you actually just hold on to Hawlucha. You discard the 2 Shamans, the Hoopa, the Guardy, and the Hoopa. Do it 160. For the knockout, going down to 4 price cards. So turn 2, Noah took down a Jolteon. And oh man, there's a training as well for James. DC, Lightning, and an N. So he finally finds an N after all these turns. But it might just be too late for James. Oh man. He's got an N. He can put his opponent down to 4. But if he puts down a Trubbish, Noah can essentially just bring it up off the bench. But Noah did pitch 3 VS Seekers, so he might not have any more left in his deck. He could have one prized, and he won't actually be able to Lysander up unless he plays 2 Lysanders, and I imagine he does. So he might have access to like 2 more Lysanders for the rest of the game. So both players are going to set up, but either way, it's going to be hard to hit that for sure with only getting 4 cards. So Noah's going to look through his discard pile, see what's all in there, and can he find I mean, the real question, can James find anything? There's Ultra Ball, Trubbish, a DC, and a Lysander. So James can put down the Trubbish. Looks like he can maybe Ultra Ball. And with the Ultra Ball, I think you grab a Shaman for sure. Discards a Lysander and a Lightning Energy. And I imagine we'll see a Shaman to get the setup. To hopefully find another Trubbish. Now, he could grab another Trubbish, but I don't think his hand has another supporter card. So that's could be really bad. So yeah, we'll grab Shaman. And like I know it seems really cool grabbing 2 Trubbish right now, but if James doesn't have a supporter card, he's in trouble regardless. So gonna put a Trubbish, Shaman set up for 4. Does he find another Trubbish? He is drawing really fast. Alright, so let's see. He's got a Skyla, Pidgeot. There's another Pidgeot coming down. Okay. He has a Skyla in his hand, but he's already played it in and will most likely see a pass on to Noah's turn. Can Noah find a way to bring up this Trubbish to knock it out? Or does he try to knock out the active Pidgeot? I think either one is fine. If he can knock out the active Pidgeot, all he has to do is knock out the Shaman on the bench, which is great. He's got a Switch in his hand, not really that useful. He's got a Buddy Buddy Rescue. Both players will put a Pokemon out of their discard pile, put it in their hand, and we're going to see Noah grab that Dragonite immediately. Trainer Smell for Noah. Looks like he has a Brock's Grit, Mega Turbo, Spirit Link, and he might grab... Oh man, Brock's Grit becomes really interesting, because he could Brock's Grit, but I think he wants a Lysander here. If you get Lysander up the Trubbish and make it where Garbodor can't never get out, then you pretty much win this game, I feel like. Alright, so we'll see it. Ultra Ball discarding a Switch and a Fairy Drop. And will this grab the Rattata? If it does, oh man, that's not going to be good for James. Alright, and there's a Rattata discarding tool off the active. Oh no. But if... Yeah, so Noah's looking to knock out the active, which I don't like. I do agree. That's a fine play for sure. So we see Hoopa with the Dragonite. We'll see a Guardy, maybe. No, a Shaman, okay. Shaman coming down. He has to discard 6 Pokemon, so there's a Hoopa, uses Sconce. But all Noah has to do next turn is a Lysander Shaman for the knockout. Now Noah will have to worry about a Garbodor coming online and making things a little bit harder. And James could potentially Garbodor, Flowstone in, and put Noah in a very strange situation. But, I mean, I think if you're Noah here, you just try to go for this knockout this turn before this Garb gets set up. So there we go. Get a bunch of cards in his hand. Looks like he found an energy for the bench Guardy. He's got 4 Pokemon right now. He needs to discard put 2 more Pokemon down to take a knockout. There's a Dragonite for another pull-up, grabbing a Shaman and another Guardy as well. And you can see how strong those Dragonites are. Just being able to recycle your Pokemon off your discard ball is fantastic. So he's counting his bench. Gonna put a link on the guy. Shaman setup. He's got a Fairy Energy, but he's already attached first turn. And Noah didn't even play a supporter card, and he probably drew like 10 to 15 cards this turn, which is insane. Oh, man. So we're going to see a Despair Ray for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 170 damage to knock out this Pidgeot EX, and Noah going down to 2 prize cards. If he can find a Lysander, he can bring up the Shaman to take a knockout. So Garb coming down, and if I was James, I might have promoted the Shaman just to Sky Return to get it off the field, because he's going to end him putting down the 2 cards, which is great. That's a fantastic thing for sure. But I think you have to put a DC on the Shaman and Sky Return to get rid of the win condition for your opponent if you get this Garb out. Because if this Garb does come online, there's like essentially no way Noah can win the next turn. It's like almost like impossible for him to win the following turn. So yeah, I think that's what I would have done if I was James. So, both players are going to get 6 new cards. There's Trainer's Mail, okay, there's a Fighting Fury and a Lightning. Okay, can James find a Flowstone off this Trainer's Mail? If he does, he will activate his Garbodor. There's a Mist Termination. Oh no, it didn't even matter. He didn't find a Flowstone. Now James could go the risky route and put a Fighting Fury on that Garb. But then all Noah will need is 4 Pokemon to take a knock on the active. He won't even, like, he could probably manually get 4 Pokemon down. Oh no, this is not looking good for James. He didn't get to lock either game. Which card does he decide to get? And does he put the Fear Belt on the Garbodor to at least activate Garbodor Toxin, make where Noah can use Dragonite, Shamans, and all that good stuff? Oh man, if you're in James' situation, you just gotta you just gotta be in in the worst spot. Like you didn't play a supporter card in pretty much game one or game two until a late game, game two. The Misties was a whiff. Okay, so maybe there's hope. Maybe he fear belts the Garb, and Noah just has a terrible hand. All right, so I mean, I don't think Noah's going to swing into this Pidgeot. I think he's just going to wait, and he has a license anyway to bring it to shape and win the game. And there we go, guys. There's round number 3 of the Madison League Cup. We have it's a total of 6 rounds, so we have 3 left to go. We're in the halfway point, and then we're going to go to top 8, top 4, and the finals. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing this Mega Gardevoir deck and seeing how powerful it is. Unfortunately, James did not find his perfect setup, which is very unfortunate. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.